Hello everyone and welcome to the Hunter Association, your source for all things Hunter x Hunter. My name is Kaige.
And my name is Dylan.
And on this week's bonus episode, we will be talking about the Phantom Troupe. We're going to be doing a tier list here of... we're not power scalers. This is not a power tier list. Get out of here with that nonsense.
Right now. Yeah.
Yep. Nope. This is a how much we like them and other arbitrary factors in ranking characters.
Yeah. We'll probably have some disagreements, to say the least. But that's what this is.
Likely.
This is. Yeah.
Exactly. I'll spare you the whole spiel about community comments, considering the fact that there won't be community comments. But, follow, review, Spotify and Apple Podcasts, like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. You know the drill. This one will be on audio services, too, because I figure, there is a visual component, but, I think you can follow what we're talking about just from what we're talking about.
Consider it just a brief discussion on the Phantom Troupe and comparing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically an excuse to talk about all the members of the Phantom Troupe in detail.
Yeah, it's been a while for some of them, so.
Yeah. All right, so just want to begin in the order that this tier list has put them in, or do you want to do a different order?
I'm not opposed to doing it in this order unless you have a better idea. I think it's fine enough. Honestly.
Yeah, I think it's fine like this.
Okay. Well, we are starting off with the man Bonolenov. That's an interesting one to rank off the bat, honestly.
It is, yeah.
Because I think me and you both agree he's like nowhere near the top tier necessarily, but he's also not like the worst member either. Like I like him, I just don't know how much, you know.
I quite enjoy Bonolenov. He is also Owl in the current story.
Oh, that's true.
That,
bonus points.
That's a huge factor. Yeah. Owl bonus points.
Okay.
I think he's really interesting. I do like his whole lore about how he's from like a tribe that like cut holes in their skin and like whistles with it. It's neat stuff. I think that's really
unique.
Interesting. Yeah. But he is not very fleshed out compared to all of the other members, really, minus like Kortopi, I guess.
Yeah.
Who we'll get to.
And it's interesting where Togashi has him right now in the fact that like there is an opportunity to flesh him out, but there's also equally an opportunity for him to be killed off immediately. So, it's kind of
or both. I'll say we could get like a Bonolenov flashback or like just some fleshed out moments here, and then have him killed. Which he's gonna die, guys. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. It's just a matter of how cool it is, honestly.
Right. He could go out like a legend, man. Like, he could have an awesome fight. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, his origin is really interesting to me. Like, it's something... It was set up in a way where, like, I kind of want to learn more about it because, like, it's just an interesting design. And, yeah. I really like his Nen, too, just in general. Pretty, like, on the unique side of things.
It's really cool how he has, like... essentially 3 different abilities, and they're all really unique. And yeah, his design is really cool too. Like this, what we see here is his design without the bandages on, but even the bandage design is also really fun. It's just he's like a mummy with boxing gloves. That's just like, what the hell is that? But it's awesome.
Yeah. Like he's a freak underneath the bandages, but like he's kind of a cool freak. So like gets right. I'm thinking B tier, or at least for now.
Yeah,
personally.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, we can move them around later, but yeah, B feels good for Bonolenov here. B for Bonolenov.
Yeah, nice solid start there. Okay, next up we have Franklin. Not a particularly fleshed out character in the troupe compared to others. So he doesn't have that much going for him in terms of like, what's the right word I'm looking for? Importance feels a little like too harsh, but I don't know. Franklin is kind of like, I don't know. What are your thoughts, Kaige?
So he's to me he's like the anchor, because he's a very rational person from what we've seen. We've seen him handle a lot of talking in the group when faced with like talking to other groups that they have to work with or whatever. Like in the case of the Succession War, we have him talking to the mafia families.
Right.
And he just has this air of like confidence and like dignity to him, which is really interesting considering his design and ability. It's just like he's like a Frankenstein guy with machine gun fingers. It's like
Right.
not what you would expect at all, but I think that's the point.
Yeah, I mean, like, I like his design. It's visually striking because, again, it's literally just like Frankenstein with giant earlobes and machine gun fingers. It's really cool. But and you bring up a good point that he's a very like rational person of the group, just kind of like, you know, no games, no questions asked, right? And we see that especially in the Succession War, the couple scenes that he was shown in. But I don't know, something about him is a little vanilla to me at the same time. Like, he's presented as this, like, you know, very, like, you know, rational, like, confident kind of guy of the whole group, right? But, like, I feel like we don't really see him act upon that kind of, upon those traits a lot. Like, he doesn't really get a spotlight, which unfortunately kind of, like, works against him for me. Because I don't see much of the guy, like, showcasing, like, that good of a light. I don't know. Like, he just doesn't have screen time. I think that's the point I'm trying to get across here. And I wish I would see, like, the fact that he doesn't have screen time to me, or page time, whatever you want to put it, kind of lowers him a bit for me. Because there's just more interesting members.
That is definitely fair, but I am personally a pretty big fan of him, and I see him doing more, like a pretty significant amount more as we continue here.
He has the potential
factor.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened yet, obviously. And I do think the moments we got of him are really solid. Like, even his York New moments, while small, are pretty solid. It's a good showcase of who he is and what he stands for. Also in the flashback, I like him too. Again, minimal role in the flashback, but he's there and it's cool.
He is there. Yeah. He is an OG member.
Yeah, he is.
Cool.
For me, I would put him in B, but I feel like you don't agree with me.
So I could go with B, I think. Okay. I'm not opposed to that, because I do like him. It's just I wish there was more meat on the bone, if that makes sense, right? And also I just feel like his net ability is a little, like, I don't want to say lame, because, like, you know,
no, that's one I'll give you. It is lame.
Finger guns are cool, but it is like one of the most simple net abilities in the entire series.
Yeah, it is, and especially for the troupe, they all have such unique abilities, but he just literally has finger guns, and that's it. And it's effective, but it's not interesting.
He has killed many a person with those finger guns, but, like,
he sure has.
I listen, and, like, in a world with like Chrollo's book and Hisoka's bungee gum, and, you know, like Killwa's like lightning nen, right? Like, dude, there's so much more cool shit out there. It's hard to be excited about finger guns. Like, I don't know, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay, so here we get to move on to there's a couple of members in here that, like, maybe they aren't technically Phantom Troupe members, or they're in a very weird spot in terms of being related to the Phantom Troupe. We have Illumi now, which is the newest member of the Phantom Troupe, technically.
Yes, brand new, really, and we haven't seen a whole lot of him in the troupe. If you could argue, we really haven't even seen him in the troupe. Like, he was in the meeting scene, obviously. Beyond that, he's just acting on his own. It's hard to rank him because, viewing this as the Phantom Troupe, a group of people who get shit done, he hasn't done anything.
He hasn't done anything, yeah.
So we could just talk about him in general, but where does that get us?
Yeah, like, we're I guess with Bonolenov and Franklin, we kind of just talked about how cool they are in general, not necessarily related to the troupe specifically.
True, but I feel like we should take it into account, like, especially with Illumi and Hisoka specifically, because they're a lot more outside of the troupe.
Yes, like, it's very clearly presented as, like, these aren't typical troupe members, you know? And again, that's even more so with the ever pertinent question ongoing in the manga currently, where we're at, of if Illumi is even working with Hisoka as he's within the troupe, right?
Yeah, like, where do his allegiances really lie?
So, like, he could just be another, like, fake member, essentially, for all we know. We don't really know. That's kind of the problem. There's so little to go off of with him and the troupe specifically. So I don't really know where to rank him.
And even like personally, I've talked about this before, but beyond just talking about him in the troop, I just don't like Illumi straight up. Like, I appreciate him as a plot device, but that's about it. I can't even like say I love to hate him or anything. I just kind of hate him. Like, I want him to eat shit.
I'm kind of in a similar boat, because like I don't like. Can you name a specific scene of which you thought Illumi was like a cool character?
No.
Yeah, because like every scene I think of with Illumi is just him very slowly talking in a monotone voice, trying to creep out Killua.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I can only like those are the only scenes that come to mind with Illumi for the most part, and
yeah,
I don't know, like that's more of Killua stuff to me also. So
right, he's a plot device. Illumi is the ultimate plot device character in Hunter x Hunter, and I don't think that's bad.
No,
I just think that's what he is. I can't latch on to anything. He's just a thing.
That makes him a very emotionless vessel, which is fitting because it's Illumi. But
right, I'm gonna say like
I'm thinking D, because like I think given the fact that there's still stuff to be done with Illumi as part of the troop, there is something that there is something to look forward to at least with this character, right? And that's something I can give a little bit of props to, because like Illumi and F tier just doesn't feel right to me also.
No.
So I think D is a good spot.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with D for now.
Yeah, room to grow potentially, but like
yeah,
it's Illumi.
Not there yet.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, we have Nobunaga. This is gonna be a interesting one.
I mean, this is my goat. I love Nobunaga.
This is your go, and I believe your favorite troop member, aside from the obvious, right? But like non-Chrollo member.
Non-Chrollo. This is my favorite.
Yeah,
my favorite member. I love Nobunaga. I'm so sad we don't know his Nen ability, but one day.
I'm trying to, because like my mind shifts on this a lot every time I think about this kind of subject. I'm trying to figure out if Nobunaga is like my favorite non-Chrollo member, because like I think there's there is a world where that is the case. It's just a matter of comparing to some other members, I think, that we'll discuss later on.
You're right.
This is interesting, but yeah, Nobunaga is just really cool in general. Just to talk about him for a few, like he's just a very like I don't know. He's probably aside from Chrollo, probably, and I guess maybe arguably Uvo, right? The troop member that has shown the most like range of emotions out of the entire group, and I find that really special about him.
Yes. I just love that about him. I always think back, and like, yeah, you could talk endlessly about the cool scenes he has in Succession War. I mean, he's been such a highlight so far, but I always go to York New and his moments after Uvo's death, and he's just like, he's trying to process how he even feels about it. Like, he's trying to be this hard-edged samurai, like vagabond type guy.
Yep.
But here he is dealing with the loss of his friend that he's known for his entire life. And meanwhile, you have Gon in the same scene being like, okay, you're crying about this friend, yet you've killed like 100 some odd people and you feel nothing. Like, what is this here?
Yeah.
And Nobunaga doesn't really know himself. It's just that's what he is and that's what he's feeling. So he's letting it out. It's so interesting to me, and I love Nobunaga for his I don't even know the exact word for what he is, but I just like what he is. I think he's really interesting.
He really stands out among the rest of the troop cast, I think. And again, Succession War kind of like proves that point even further. Like he's been he's been the focal point of the Phantom Troupe, throughout Succession War so far, even accounting for Chrollo, because Chrollo hasn't really done shit yet, to be honest with you.
Nobunaga is like the voice of the troop right now. I mean, he's doing like all the talk. I mean, Phinks too, but I think Nobunaga is kind of shining a bit more currently.
Absolutely. So I don't know how we'll want to handle the S tier, specifically, like how much we'd want to like limit putting into that.
Yeah, because it's like, obviously Chrollo will end up in S, and is Nobunaga as good as Chrollo? Absolutely not, but Is Chrollo gonna be the only S? Like
that's gonna be so. Here's what I'm thinking then. So we'll obviously get to Chrollo later on, and like you guys will know where he will go. We will talk about him. But for the rest of the contenders for that tier, if there are any that go into that tier after we discuss Chrollo, let's put him in just an A for now, and we can rearrange as needed.
Yeah, well, A will be the highest for now. I think we'll just stick with that.
Yes.
Except for Chrollo, which, I mean, we all know where he's going, but we'll still talk about him, don't worry.
We'll get to him, yeah. Keep watching, keep listening.
Yes.
But yeah, Nobunaga A for now. Potentially S. Next up we have Phaeton. Oh, man. He's cool. He's so cool.
He sure is cool.
Maybe a little too cool. Because he Togashi definitely just leaned all into the edgy aesthetic, and like there's no hiding it, right? So it's kind of, I feel like it's your personal taste for those types of characters is really going to determine where he lands for you, right? Very individual case by case basis for this character. But I feel like most people think he's like at least like pretty cool, you know?
Yeah, he's definitely somewhat controversial, I guess, in the sense that like there is a lot of people that view him as just like this edgelord, whatever, kind of like trying to ride the high of like Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho, that kind of deal.
Yeah.
But he's cool, man. I don't know. He's not without flaws. He's not like this perfect edgy badass. Like, I don't know. Well, who even comes to mind? I was gonna say like Shadow, but I mean he's flawed too from Sonic. I don't know.
First thing I came out was like Sasuke, but like that's a completely different character too.
Yeah, that's hard to compare.
Not really comparable, but I guess that makes him unique in a sense, right? Like,
right.
I can't really think of a character off the top of my head that's like Phaeton like, you know?
Yeah, I really can't. He's very unique.
I think it's because like. I feel like there's a lot of edgy characters in media that like are basically all talk and like don't do shit, or like they have to like work their ass off to actually like back up what they're like saying and their appearance and just their presentation in general. But I think what makes Phaeton special is that no, he is as scary as he looks.
Yeah.
And he proves it time after time in the scenes that he showcased in.
Yeah. It's hard to argue. He's cool. Is he A? Probably not, but he's close, honestly.
He's like borderline, I feel like, because like, dude, like, especially when I'm thinking about his Nen ability, oh my god, that's some of the most like visually impressive Nen effects I've seen from the series, right? But at the same time, if we're discussing Phaeton as a character, there isn't a lot of substance to him, admittedly, I feel like. He says very few words, which doesn't help, also.
Yeah, but I like that.
And I will say in the flashback specifically, he was also very endearing there. I really liked
he was. He really was.
There. Right now, I'm feeling top of B tier. Like he's like you could make an argument to put him into A tier, and I wouldn't bat an eye. But it also feels weird to put him in the same tier as Nobunaga.
Yeah. Yeah, I think B is fine for now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm cool with that. And we can kind of adjust as needed as we go through this.
Yeah.
All right, next up is another interesting case, Hisoka, which technically was a troop member for a certain period of time.
Even then, I always argue not really, because he was always faking, but...
Right.
He
But like Chrollo just kind of let it happen too, though. So like, you know, I don't know. It's a weird case.
It's weird. So obviously Hisoka is an unbelievably good character. Like he would go an S, but how do we like he's not.
He actively worked against the troop in York.
I know. Like, we're talking as a member of the troop, man. He's F. He sucked. He sank them. Like, he only hurt them.
Can you remind me of, like, what his goal was masquerading as a troop member? Because, like, I
just wanted to fight Chrollo.
Oh, duh. Okay, I'm stupid.
Yeah, that's it. He just wanted to get close enough to fight him.
I for some reason had in the back of my head that there was like another like alternative reason, but no, it was just that. Okay.
I mean, he threw around the idea of like, oh, I'll kill like the rest of the troop to get him mad at me, so there's a reason to fight. But I mean, that kind of didn't go anywhere. I mean, now he's doing
well, yeah, now he's committed
for different reasons.
Yeah, it feels almost unrankable now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, like I almost just don't want to rank him because like I don't know, he's Hisoka. I love him to death, but he sucks as a troop member. Like what do you do?
I mean, like that's as big of a reason for F tier as I've heard, honestly.
Sure.
And people are gonna get mad at this, but like, come on, as a troop member tier list. What did he contribute as a troop member? What aspect of his character lends well to being a troop member? There was like it's just Hisoka. That's it.
Yeah, he's just Hisoka.
I don't. It feels wrong also at the same time, but
I know.
I kind of just want to commit to the bit at this point.
It's fine.
What do we talk about?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, no, just. Well, hey, one day we'll do a Hisoka retrospective and we'll talk about him a hell of a lot more, but here is not the time, I don't think. He's an F.
It's going to be real funny for the people that just skip to the end to see the full tier list.
Oh my god. Please listen to what we said here. Please don't leave a comment without listening to this part. Please, I'm begging.
Begging all of you. Moving on though, we have Phinks. Huh.
My man. Like
he's chill.
He's a dude.
He is a dude.
He's a dude. Like what can you say about him? He's just like he's the most normal ass guy in the whole group.
As normal as a troop member can get, but yes. Yeah.
Right. But he's also like he has moments of like, you know, showing intelligence or like, you know, somewhat of a leadership responsibility at times.
Yeah, he takes the lead whenever he needs to. And that's shown in Succession War also. Him and Nobunaga
Yep.
basically take turns doing that.
He gets the good scene at the end of York New at the auction hall with Gon and Killua, which I really like.
Yeah. And I really like that scene in particular because, again, like through Phinks, they kind of show that like the troop does have like emotions behind these facades of just like deranged killers, right?
Right.
So, you know,
right.
I think it's telling that Togashi chose Phinks as kind of, well, I mean, I guess he did that with Nobunaga first, but like Phinks also, like, I don't know, that's just good. Definitely one of the most human troop members, evidently. And then, honestly, what carries him the most for me at the moment is his scenes in Succession War so far. I found him to be much more entertaining in that arc than he has been in pretty much all the other arcs, I think. Because, realistically, aside from that Gon scene at the theater, he didn't really do a ton in York New.
Well, can I bring the funniest scene in the whole series to your attention from York New?
Sure.
Where he takes the phone when they're bargaining with Kurapika and like talks shit, and then Kurapika just like ends the call and says he's gonna kill Chrollo. And then they call him, or he calls Kurapika back and he's like, never mind, sorry.
I forgot about that scene. Okay,
I love that moment. That's one of my favorites.
How could you, okay, yeah, no, that's good. And like on that topic, I guess, how could you not like a character that just like is the shit talker that like just like gets clowned on like for comedic moments and like perfect timings? But like he's also still like insane, so like, you know, you don't mess with him still. I don't know. He's cool. I guess the question.
I personally would say A, to be honest.
Oh, you'd think A? Well, okay.
I do.
Looking at the rest of who we're talking about, I guess that's not like. Yeah, that's not an insane thing to put. Because I
just like him a lot. He's really endearing.
Yeah.
And he has really good moments too. He's got charisma. He's got charm.
Yeah, he has a cool factor with some of his scenes where he is like fighting as well.
Oh yeah, it's a cool ability too. It's really simple, but it's neat.
Oh yeah. It's one of those things where like, so like we talked about Franklin's ability, how it's like very simple and like there's like nothing to it, and like you could argue that for Phinks, but like the way the ability is used, or like just the way the ability is set up, it can be used in a lot of different ways and very creatively. So yeah, I give a lot of bonus points for that as well. Yeah, I think you've talked me into A for now.
All right, great. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Shizuku, the gooner bait character of the troop.
Yeah, the hot one.
The hot one. That's right.
And look, is she anything else but that? Can we just be honest here for a couple minutes?
Let's be completely real.
She's an airhead who is hot, and that's kinda it. Yeah, she wasn't even an OG member, if I'm remembering correctly. We don't even really know where she came from.
No.
She's just there.
We arguably know the least about Shizuku out of all the troop.
I actually would argue I think we do definitively know the least about her.
She's just the
we
hot
don't
airhead.
know jack shit. Maybe Korlto, I guess.
Maybe, I guess, but
like, even then we know a little. I think we know a little bit more about Korlto than we do Shizuku. We don't
just by virtue of her being a Zoldyck. Yeah, absolutely. But
yeah, we got a whole like Shizuku fight, and we still don't have like any kind of backstory or anything. It was just like an excuse to show her in a bra.
I was about to say we know the real purpose of that fight.
Yeah,
and it was not.
Man, I'm saying I'm comfortably at sea with her.
Yeah, because like the points I do give her is that she does have a cool design. Like she's hot. I'm not gonna lie. Like I like her design.
Yep.
Yeah, and her net ability is pretty cool too. Like the vacuum. Yeah, I think that's very fitting for the Phantom Troupe in general. Just their motives, stealing shit, right? Very very fun as well. So there's that. But there's nothing else to her. That's what do we talk about here?
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like I don't even know what to talk about. Like she's cute and she's an airhead and she has a cool ability, and that's the only talking points you can get with Shizuku.
Yeah. And like even in Succession War right now, she's not doing anything. She literally just she basically had one line saying, "I don't know what to do, Chrollo. Please help." Like
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
and then she made a Death Note reference, and that's about it.
I mean, that was funny, I guess. And so
it was, yeah.
Another point for C tier, at least. I don't think she's on the level of Illumi necessarily, but
no.
Yeah,
she's very useful. Like her ability is like, I mean, that's one of the most useful things in the troop. Like as far as what they do as a business,
Oh yeah, for sure.
But she's also not exactly reliable because she has a dog shit memory.
Yes, actually,
she just forgets everything. I bet she forgot about Uvo. I wouldn't even be surprised.
How did she even join the troop? That's what I want to know.
I'd love to know. Maybe we'll find out.
Maybe it's purely because of the Nen ability. I wouldn't be shocked at this point.
Maybe that's honestly a good call because it's perfect for them.
Right. Yeah, Shizuku C tier. I don't think there's really much other discussion.
We might get some hate for that. I know Shizuku's got fans, but guys, why do you like her? Can you tell me?
Let's hear
it.
Give us 5 reasons listed.
Yes, please.
Okay, we have Shalnark now.
Yes.
Rest in peace, buddy.
Rest in peace.
Not that we've seen a lot of you even before that, but you were there. You were always there.
Yeah. Kind of annoying, but
yeah,
kind of cool too. I mean, I really do like his fight in Chimera Ant. I think the idea of controlling himself is sick as hell. That was awesome.
That was so like when I first saw the puppet ability, right? I was like, okay, like for a power system like Hunter x Hunter, this makes sense to have. It's very simple, but like not very flashy, right? That was kind of my first impression of him. But yeah, when we got to that Chimera Ant fight and he started using that control, so I'm like, oh, okay, this can be used really creatively. Right. I was not familiar with your game. Okay. Yeah. So he does have some cool moments, but like you said, he is very annoying as well. He's, and I think that's very intentional as well.
Oh, absolutely. His personality is like one of the worst in the series, to be honest. Like you just want to punch that guy's lights out.
Yeah, you want to shove
He
him
has
into
such
a
a high
locker.
and mighty. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's the vibe he brings to the function.
Yes.
That's not a bad thing necessarily, but like, doesn't mean
not.
But I'm also not like attached to him. Also, I think I'm more attached to the Nen ability than I am the actual character using it.
Very attached to the ability. Like, also think you got to think about when Chrollo used it against Hisoka, and that was,
exactly.
Oh my god,
that showed the true power of like, holy shit,
yeah,
like, this power is awesome.
It is an awesome ability. It's honestly one of my favorites. I think it whenever you first see it, you're just kind of like, like you said, like whatever. It's like a puppet ability, whatever. But the more and more you see of it, and it's always in small bursts that you see more of it, but every time you do, it's always expanded upon in such a cool way.
Yep,
it's hard not to like it.
It's very cool stuff. But again, that just brings more points for the Nen ability, not necessarily Shalnark himself, which I feel is he's just the annoying guy. That's pretty much all my brain kind of sees out of him, unfortunately. Because I don't think he really adds much value to the Phantom Troupe, even like emotionally or like leadership wise or anything either. He's just just kind of there the entire time, unless his ability is needed. Yeah,
he really is just kind of there.
Like he has some banter with the troop members occasionally, but even then it's like I don't remember any of it. So
yeah, not really.
I'm thinking C. Yeah, C tier along with Shizuku. That sounds about right to me.
Yep, 2 people that got one-on-one fights in Chimera Ant.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one. I'm really curious for your thoughts on this one. Pakunoda.
So, narratively speaking, Pakunoda has a lot of weight to her.
Yes.
She is very important to the people in the troupe, obviously, and she ends up being, in a way, I won't say important, but she means something to Gon, which I think is really interesting. At least her existence means something to him, and her non-existence ends up meaning a lot to him. Mm-hmm. But herself, there's not a lot. She is in the flashback, and I think that's her at her best. I love her in the flashback a lot.
That helps her.
Yeah.
That helps her character a lot, that entire flashback. It really adds even more weight to her, like, sacrifice, I guess, the best way you could say. Like, that. I didn't think they could add more to that, to be honest. So, that was really cool.
It makes it, and again, obviously, we'll talk about the sacrifice moment. That is amazing. I love it. I love what she did there. It's just, it was a truly selfless act, and you gotta respect it. But personality-wise, I don't know. There just really isn't much there. So I'm conflicted because I love her as a piece of the story. I think she was used so effectively. I got no complaints, but I don't know. There's just not much to latch on to, I guess. At least her herself. I can latch on to her because other people have latched on to her in other characters.
But when you look at her in a vacuum, it's very plain, almost monotone when speaking. Like, she doesn't have a lot of personality per se. She's not very charismatic, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, which isn't a bad thing.
No, because again, it's very clearly shown that's intentional. She's a follower to Chrollo first and foremost. Like, that is her entire gimmick, essentially, right?
Yeah, she's completely loyal against all odds.
It's
also, something that does hurt her is the fact that for most of York News, she literally can't speak.
Yeah.
So that sucks. But
she can't speak, and it doesn't help also that while I really like her Nen ability, it's also not something that could be very easily showcased, especially within the plots of York New, where it's important. Like, you know what I mean. I feel like if this character, if Pakunoda had if we had any amount of like time to spend with her and the rest of the troupe, I don't know where Togashi would have fit this within the confines of that story, right? But like, I don't know. I feel like if we just saw more of her like just talking in action of some sort before having to be like not active the entire time, that would have helped a lot. But like, yeah, again, the bulk of when she's alive, she's just inactive essentially. So it's really weird.
Yeah, it's such a weird one. I think I'm pretty comfortable with B.
That's what I'm thinking, because I think her narrative impact does say a lot about how that carries it, and it carries it super hard. I'm not even gonna lie, but it's so cool. And like
it's just so well done that I can't I respect the hell out of it. Like she was used to perfection.
And it's impressive that alone makes me somewhat care about her, even when she's pretty bland, like otherwise. So that says a lot about her, about just her writing, I think. And I want to give bonus points for that. And also, I just think it'd be criminal to put her in the same tier as Shizuku and Shalnark.
Yeah, that ain't right.
That doesn't sound right. Yeah.
Yeah.
One that may fit in within that tier though. Next up is Kaluto.
Kaluto. What can be said?
That's kind of what the issue is, right?
Not much.
So there is like an air of intrigue about her that kind of gives some bonus points, at least for me.
I do want to say, by the way, her / he, the pronouns are very strange with Kaluto. I don't. He has been referred to as he, but it's Togashi.
Togashi. Yeah, sorry. Completely. I forget about that literally all the time because it's so confusing.
Yeah.
So,
I don't blame you. That Kaluto is a very weird example of that Togashi-ism.
Yeah.
Continue though.
Anyways, there is a bit of like intrigue about Kaluto that I kind of enjoy. Like I have an active want to see more of Kaluto and what he does and any kind of backstory that Kaluto may have, right? Like I want to see something. Cause like I like the design, I like the demeanor, and I just think there's something there. But we haven't gotten anything really. So it's kind of frustrating,
Yeah, it is. There's definitely more to him that I hope we'll see soon. Like he is involved on the ship with Illumi's whole whatever he's doing.
Whatever Illumi's doing, yeah.
And Kaluto also has motives of his own that are a little unclear. I guess he's looking for his brother, which could imply Killua, but I guess it is Killua. I don't know. Like I don't exactly know what he's up to.
We need more information desperately, but yeah, I think for that reason, just kind of has to go into C tier. Like
because I like him.
Yeah,
and the paper doll thing is actually pretty cool.
Yes. Very very visually interesting ability, but
it is.
We just need to see more. That's really it.
We need to see more. Yeah.
Okay, big man himself. Time to lengthen
Just
the video by another 10 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Chrollo. You guys already know what tier is in. It's S tier. It's not even close, right? No. Where do we start? Surely we got to talk about him at least a little bit, right?
He is one of, if not the most interesting character in the series. There is just so much riding on him at all times. I'm always at every point, even during Chimera Ant, like he's on my mind. I want to know what he's doing. I want to know what he's thinking. And you're not allowed to know that a lot of the time. And that's what's so good about him. Even during that whole Chrollo versus Hisoka fight, you're seeing that from Hisoka's perspective. And the only thought you get inside of Chrollo's mind the whole time is humans are so very interesting. And how fucking cool is that, man? Like you don't get to know much about him, and that's to his benefit.
Yeah. No, go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
No, go ahead. I want you to cut me off.
He's just. So we've talked about with a couple of the other trips how like a lack of information is kind of a bad thing to some degree, for their presentation or otherwise. It works so well with Chrollo though, because the moment any amount of information on what he's doing, what he has up his sleeve, his character and backstory in general, right? Whenever that is presented, whether it's drip fed or not, you're locked in the entire time because the writing on this character is that good. You get so invested in his story and just like his antics and what he's doing that, again, yeah, like whenever he's not on screen or on the page or anything, he's always going to be on your mind. But then the moment you see him, you will lock in, sit upright, like no other character will bring, because he's just cool. Like, I don't know, like that character has been so well protected in that he has never been made to look like any weaker than he should.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's always used with intent. Whenever he's on screen, it's for a damn good reason, and that has remained true for his entire existence. I mean, we get the flashback, which is the most humanized version of him we've seen, and that added so much to him, man. That is one of my favorite flashbacks in manga ever. I think it's perfect. Like it adds so much to this guy that we already are so deeply interested in. And that just added a whole new layer that was implied to have existed, but to actually see it as fact, it was a mind blower. Like, oh man, it's just, he's so good. He's so well executed. I have really nothing bad to say about him, except I don't like the slick back hair that he was debuted with.
But if there's any points to deduct, I guess it's for that. But like, that's also iconic at the same time. Like, I can't really complain about that design necessarily,
No, it's a striking design, that's for sure. It's very scary.
Which I guess
putting his hair down humanized him more. Yeah. I mean, he has the amazing fight against Hisoka, one of the best in the series. Mm-hmm. He has the fight against Zeno and Silva, which is also amazing. Shout out to Owl, fun cloth.
Probably going to have one of the best fights in the series again in Succession War whenever he does anything. We haven't seen anything.
Anytime he does anything, it's like some of the best things in the series. Like, even think about smaller moments, like whenever he's captured by Kurapika in the car and like they're just riding together and he's just like, he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah,
like,
he's just chatting it up.
I got captured. Oh well, I mean, my buddies will get me out of this somehow.
Full
and that's another thing, like his faith in his friends and family. Man, he's so good. He's such a complex and well done character. Perfect. I love him so much.
As close to perfect of a character in Hunter x Hunter as you can get, I think, and I very confidently say that. Chrollo S tier.
And then ability, real quick. One of the coolest in the series.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. The most creative ability in the series and the most fun ability in the series to read and watch. You never know. And
it's like developing too, and we've seen it steadily develop. Oh, it's so good. Amazing. He's just one of the best.
Every aspect about the character you are invested in 100% of the time. So Chrollo S tier, that is not changing. He is the king.
Yeah. That's the head of the spider, baby.
And following up on Chrollo, we have Kortopi.
Kortopi, guys.
Any Kortopi fans in the chat?
Oh, rest in peace.
But I'm just gonna rip the Bandit out now. The most useless troop member in all of existence.
Yeah, I mean, his ability is useful in select circumstances.
Not even all the time. It's very very select situations.
And personality-wise, what do you want me to say? I think if you put a gun to my head and told me to say Kortopi's personality, I'd just tell you to shoot me.
Name a single line Kortopi has said.
Nope, I cannot.
Come on, what? Okay, if there's actually a Kortopi fan that is listening to this right now, I desperately want an explanation as to why Kortopi is your favorite or one of your favorites.
Yep. State your case, please.
Because
his design is good. It's interesting. Actually, I won't even say it's good. I think I'll just say it's interesting.
It is interesting. I was going to say, when you said good, I'm like,
Yeah, I'll say it's interesting.
Um,
You know, yeah, a cool ability. Chrollo used it well. I don't know if Kortopi used it that well, but
yeah.
you know, it's,
Dude, I'm trying
yeah.
so hard to say literally anything of substance about this
Nah,
character. I can't.
I got
though.
nothing else. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah. Kortopi F.
Thanks, Kortopi. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Much cooler character now.
Yes.
Machi.
The
Yes.
queen. We love Machi here.
I'm a huge Machi fan.
Yes.
and
Right
she-
up. I mean, dude, she looks perfect in A tier. I can
Yeah.
already tell you.
Yeah.
Right
No,
up there.
I
That's
agree.
the boys.
That's the boys.
Like, come on.
That's right.
Those are like the three boys right there. I just love Machi. I'm especially interested in her right now because we just don't know where her head's at for the first time ever. Like, she is in this completely new state of mind, and she's a wild card. Like, she's probably gonna do some insane shit that we can't even imagine.
Which is especially interesting because up until that point, she was presented as one of the most chill Phantom Troupe
Right.
members. Like, very calm-headed, not giving a shit about anything, just kind of going with the flow, buddying up with Hisoka a lot of the time, you know? But, like, that, again, that kind of lended into that personality that she presented. And
Right.
now, like you're saying, we're seeing a completely different side of her, which is really interesting, I think.
Yeah, and of course, yeah, like you were just talking about, the whole implied past with Hisoka, that's always been intriguing, and I love the way those two interact is always so entertaining. I love, you know, whenever she's patching up his body after the fight, everything she says there is just really, it's just interesting. And even you know, after he gets up to, and obviously you gotta remember the moment where her face is just filled with rage whenever she's stuck and she can't move, and Hisoka just says, "Yeah, I'm gonna go kill some people."
Yeah.
It's
Which, oh my god, I love that scene in particular because Hisoka actively chose to just like not try and kill Machi there. Like, I don't know. Something about that
Yeah,
really spoke a lot to me.
and I think that was like insulting to her in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God.
she's just awesome. Really cool Nen ability too. Nen Stitches is so cool.
very
very
creative.
versatile.
People don't talk about, like, I feel like it's on a very similar level, at least theoretically, to like Bungee Gum in terms of just like usability.
Yeah.
But nobody talks about it as much as Bungee Gum for obvious reasons. But
Yeah.
like, it's such a cool Nen ability. It's on like a similar
awesome.
level, is what I'm trying to say. To me, anyways.
Yeah.
Um,
Design wise, amazing. Love
Yep.
her design.
very striking and unique design.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's not
Her
really
chemistry with everyone is amazing too. She's like the
Yes.
she's like the reminds me a lot of like Nami. She's like the big sister, like the
Yeah.
capable
She-
one of the group.
you know, can talk very calmly and strategize and all that, but can also banter, you know, when
Yeah.
needed as well. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
She's a good mediator, very level-headed, except for now, where she's absolutely not level-headed. But that's what's interesting about her right now.
And again, she's off on her own this time too. And she's
Yeah.
usually with somebody in
Lone
terms of
wolf.
like being with the troops. So Lone Wolf Machi is, I'm excited to see what comes of that.
Yeah, and I fully expect we're going to see a lot more of her, and we're going to learn a lot more of her. I really think we will get a pretty detailed explanation, if not just a straight-up flashback, about what exactly her relationship to Hisoka is.
And I think that might be led into from a Hisoka Machi fight specifically.
Yeah,
I
some
think
kind
that's
of confrontation.
I think that's going to happen, like a confrontation at some point. Yeah, maybe not a whole fight, but I can't wait for that. And I'm actively invested in her story now, so easy A tier for sure.
Yeah, she's amazing. I love her a lot. And
All right, well, look who we have here.
yeah,
that's our guy right there.
No shit, bro. What?
Let's talk about Omokage.
Omokage, guys. If you don't know who this is, I'm not even gonna tell you. Fine. You don't need to know.
You don't need to know. He is a hidden Phantom Troupe member though, essentially, right?
Yes,
You know?
he's the one that Hisoka replaced, right? Very canon and real.
Very canon, very real, very not in a movie. Okay, we can't keep up this bit forever.
He sucks ass a lot. So
I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
It's gonna. Yeah.
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 So that's Omokage.
That's Omokage.
Thank you for your service.
To briefly talk about it and give some sort of context to the audio-only listeners, Omokage is a non-canon troop member from Phantom Rouge, and he sucks major balls. He non-existent character as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I hate everything about him. His motive sucks. His personality sucks. His ability is nonsense.
Nonsense.
Holy hell, who made that?
Not Tagashi, I can tell you that much.
No, certainly not. Yeah, he blows. So cool. That's about all I got to say about him. You can listen to our review of Phantom Rouge, I guess, if you want to hear us talk about him more.
Yeah, go check that out if you're interested in Omokage for some reason. I won't judge.
I will.
Well, that, half credit. Okay. So
Uvo.
last character we had to talk about. Yep, big old Uvogin.
Hell yeah. The heart and soul of the troop.
High key, if there's any other character to go into S tier with Chrollo, it might be this character.
I was gonna make that argument too, and if you're there with me, I mean, let's just do it, man.
Let's do it. Cause
I love Uvo.
Listen. When you talk to any Hunter x Hunter fan about the Phantom Troupe, 75% of them are going to say like Chrollo is like the first thing that comes to mind, right? No shit. I'd argue a good like 15-20% outside of that will say Uvo though, specifically. Not
100%.
Yeah, I mean that fight with Karat, because specifically New York New really did a whole lot of justice to like getting eyes on him in general and just discussions, right? Because like, gosh, anytime I talk to another Hunter x Hunter fan or like somebody who has watched Hunter x Hunter and I didn't know they watched it, almost every single time one of the most memorable things they talk about from the series and their time watching is just Uvo in general.
Yep.
Like just York New as a whole, and because of Uvo specifically.
He demands your attention and he gets it. He, again, similar to Pakunoda, he is just such an effectively used character. He's not around long, but he's used to absolute perfection. Every scene he's in is amazing. Everything he does is with purpose. He's endearing immediately. Like, you can immediately tell the dynamic he has with the troop and the dynamic they have with him. They love him. He loves them. It's this kind of unspoken thing, though, but you can just feel it. And I love that. And then on top of that, you'll get to the flashback, and he's one of the best things about the flashback. He's so good. He's just like the most down-to-earth, chill dude. He has such a nice like character arc through the flashback, like on his own, alongside everything else that's going on in that flashback. He's also developing and growing, and it's given equal focus to all the other shit going on, and that's for a reason, because Uvo is the heart and soul of this whole operation, and when he's gone, that's when we start to see the troop kind of fall apart a little bit.
Yeah, they lost a piece of themselves. Yeah. They lost a piece of themselves, and Uvo in general, like, with how it's impressive. It's so impressive to me that, again, with the very little screen time that he had, with how endearing and how much of a personality they gave him to be, like, this big, bolsterous dude and, just, like, very, like, outspoken, right? Like, they make, again, he demands your attention, right? But he's also, because he's the heart and soul, he's so very reflective of just the troop as a whole and just what they're all about and I don't know. Again, like, when he dies, the heart and soul do leave the troop. And that says a lot about just what Uvo represents. And I really love that about his character.
Yes. He's just this like beacon of light for them, even though like they're a fucked up group. Obviously, these guys are like
Uvo
terrorists.
especially.
Yes, Uvo especially. But in their own fucked up, weird family way, this guy's like it's their heart and soul. It's the glue. He holds them all together. He loves all of them, and they love him in their own weird way.
Absolutely.
And I love in the 2011 opening, after he dies in York New, obviously, they add that one shot in the opening of him like turning and smiling with the light behind him. Like, that's perfect, man. Like that's not what like a villain character would get in another anime, you know.
Right.
But the Phantom Troupe are a very atypical villain group. They have a lot of heart, even though they are awful people.
Awful people. And
But they're also so sympathetic.
That's the cool thing. I feel like most people, when they're, because like I find it more often than not that Hunter x Hunter is surprisingly, like, you know, a lot of people's like first anime, or like one of their first anime that they watch, right? And so Uvo kind of becomes this like first introduction to having a at least somewhat sympathetic villain, right? You know,
For
at
sure.
least in an anime medium. And Uvo is a very special case even of that, because again, yeah, it's very much presented. The troupe are awful people. Most sympathetic villains, they're like basically tell you, yeah, they're a very good guy actually, just, you know, kind of bad ill intentions, right? But like no, like these people have bad intentions all the time. But like he didn't even need a flashback to kind of spell that out, to kind of like present that as something to consider, right? And it makes you as the reader or viewer or watcher feel like, why am I feeling sympathetic towards like one of the most fucked up people in this setting, like in this series universe, right? Like that's such a weird thing to think about as a reader on the first time around, and I really value that because that happened to me. You know, Hunter x Hunter is one of the first anime that I watched, so it had that effect on me as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such an important. I mean, his role in the story is incredibly important, and that's not an underrated fact. I think most people are willing to admit that. It's hard to imagine that being the case, but he really is so important to everybody. I mean, Kurapika especially. We haven't talked about Kurapika a whole lot in this episode, but Uvo is maybe the most important guy on here to Kurapika. That guy changed his life.
Changed his life quite literally, you know, within the setting of Hunter x Hunter, right? But also, like, even looking at it more abstractly as a viewer, as a reader, as a watcher, Uvo kind of solidified Kurapika as a character in the eyes of many people because of that fight that they had, you know?
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Because that's Kurapika's first fight. That's still kind of his only fight, actually. But
kind of, yeah, but
sort of.
But like, that really made the character for a lot of people, myself included. I wasn't a huge fan of Kurapika until that moment. And I think Uvo was the perfect vessel to bring that out of him, and I think that just goes to show how just invested most people got into Uvo by that point too. And again, very short amount of time. Even in his absence, his presence is always felt, and I feel like
always.
I feel like, no matter which troupe member you're talking to or you know, listening to, reading, no matter which troupe member is on the page or screen, and no matter what's happening with the troupe, Uvo's presence is always felt there in the aftermath of what happened in York New. So it's
a very subtle thing, but I really feel, aside from Shizuku, I feel like you can feel it on each one of them, just the weight of his death. It's on them. It's stuck to them.
Yeah,
and it's palpable. Like it's so well done. I love what he stands for, and I love him too. I think he is a great character.
Yes,
he's just really likable. He's a piece of shit, but
he's very funny too. Like, you know,
he is very funny.
I don't know, just God, so likable in every single way. Like, you can't, like, again, even when he's, you know, murdering like the like, I don't know. Even when he's murdering all these people that he does in York New, he's very likable. He's just fun to watch, you know, fun to see.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So many great moments. Like I love his fight against the Shadow Beast too.
Yep.
He kills them all in such unique ways, like blowing the one guy's eardrums out, biting the one guy's head off. Like, holy shit,
like,
man.
You would think you're supposed to hate a villain that's doing all that, right? But like, no, it's just like with Uvo, it's like I kind of want to see more. Like,
yeah.
You know? So funny.
And, you know, also real quick before we wrap up, we got to talk about his death scene. Like,
yep.
Drop dead.
Drop dead.
Coolest shit ever. He wasn't gonna sell out his friends. Kurapika knew it, but
yeah, and again, God,
It's amazing. Like he would never. He doesn't. The thought doesn't even cross his mind. He's laughing about it. He's like, "You think I would actually do that? Hell no, bro. I'm just dead. That's it."
Yeah, fucking like just kick rocks, right? And then just dies.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I love that about him.
It's so good. I love him so much.
He belongs in S tier with Chrollo.
He
I
does.
think
He does.
that's yeah. Chrollo is still the king. I think that's don't get it twisted, but he belongs up there with him, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, when you think about like the structure and the operation of the Phantom Troupe, I think those two right there are the pillars. They hold everything up. And you may even say Uvo held it up more than Chrollo. The loss of the weight of Uvo holding everybody up is felt.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lopsided group now.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. I'm honestly pretty happy with how this tier list came out.
Yeah, there's really nothing I want to change around. I think this is perfect.
Yeah. And again, for those of you who may have skipped to this section, not listening to our explanations and just wanting to see where the pictures lay, Hisoka is barely a troop member. Don't get it twisted. We love Hisoka. He is barely a troop member. That's why he's an S tier.
If we were just looking at characters, he'd be an S, guys. Come on, we're not fucking stupid. We're talking about the troop. He sucks as a troop member.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. Aside from that, yeah. Thank you for checking out the tier list. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I like doing tier lists. I forgot how fun these were.
Yeah. Pretty long one too. Yeah. So hope we gave you guys plenty of content to listen to.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's no proper episode this week, but hey, next week we got a banger. I'm very excited for it. We're gonna have our part 2 of the Gon retrospective. Man, are we gonna talk about some stuff there? That's gonna be a lot of fun.
That'll be a potentially very long episode, so buckle in.
Yes. Yeah, that's about all we got this week. Let me get what do I even say at the end of the show?
That's the fun bonus episodes, guys.
That's right. You get fast and loose.
Yeah.
Okay, so this has been the Hunter Association. Thank you so much for listening. We are available on all major podcasting platforms as well as YouTube for the video version. Be sure to follow, rate, review, and comment on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also follow us on Twitter at TXHXAPod as well as Bluesky at THAPod for updates on the show and as an alternative way to submit responses to the weekly call-out posts. As always, we'll be here the same time every week talking about Hunter. Dylan, where can people find you online?
You can find me online on Twitter and Bluesky at DJ Tengen. That's DJTENGEN.
And you can find me on Bluesky at Kaige10. That's KIIGE10. That's all we got this week. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we'll see you guys for I kind of did things out of order here. This is normally where I would say what we're doing next week, but hey, you already know that. So
that's what it is. Yeah.
We will see you for that.
Yeah. Also, if you're a Kortopi fan, please leave your reasoning.
Yes.
I'm so curious.
State your case. State your case.
If you exist.
I'm open to hear it. I really am.
Yep. Okay. Well, see you guys next week.
See you guys then.